Greetings. I hope you're doing well. It's been a little while. I want to touch on an important topic. I've alluded to that before, but this time we will go into more details about the pedophiles being treated better than other prisoners in France. And it's just weird, crazy, appalling, shocking. Just it shouldn't make sense at all, but there might be some reason why. It might all derive from the Greco-Roman culture that in some respect is still being practiced in Europe, throughout Europe. So I have just shared it on Twitter. So I'm going to go ahead and read from this article that was published yesterday on a news channel called LCI, which is the largest news channel in Europe. Okay. And I knew I would talk about it when I read the article yesterday, but I had to digest this information. See? Now, in the description box, in the description section, after the links that I usually share, you will have, I will tell you straight away. I'll go through it with you. So you have a link to a YouTube video where you can hear a French lawyer, a female French lawyer, who said during an interview, France is the El Dorado of pedophiles. Now, I'm not sure if you use El Dorado the same way we use it in French. But just in case, when you hear French people say this is El Dorado, it means like it's a good thing. El Dorado has to do with the gold rush, you know. So when it's used in French, it means like it's the next best thing, really. So she said, this French lawyer called Marie Grimaud said that France is the El Dorado of pedophiles, and she added, it's better to rape a child than to sell drugs in the streets. And she went on to explain that the penalty for the one who rapes a child is lesser. The penalty for someone who sells drugs in the street is harsher, is stronger, is heavier than the one who rapes a child. This is a white French female lawyer who made that statement publicly. And she made that statement, as a matter of fact, a long time ago. So the second thing that you will have is the link to the article about pedophiles treated better in French prisons. Not only I've shared the link, but I've also posted the whole article. It's in French, of course, but it's there for the record, because we never know. We never know. All of a sudden, the article might no longer be there for whatever reason. Okay, so I will just translate in real time. You have to bear with me. I really wanted to share that because this is important. People must know about those things, you see. But you've heard about a particular church, a particular religious institution where you have cases of pedophilia on a very regular basis. You see, on a very regular basis. So amongst, I don't even want to say the elite, but among some people in powers, this is some practice that they went through, and some of them reproduce it, and others have sympathy for it, because they know that if they condemn these people who did that, ultimately it will be like condemning their own family members. And when I criticized rapists, the opposition that I faced. But anyway, let me just go ahead and read what this article is saying. Open prison. In the prison of Mauzac in a region called Dordogne, the penitentiary administration has made the bet of a semi-open center. The detainees, mainly sexual abusers, have long sentences, right? They are doing long sentences. So there was a team, the team, a program called Sept, that's obviously French, 7 to 8 if you were to translate it, but that's the name of the program. Like you see, to catch a predator, that was the name of the program. So this is the program. It's not dealing with pedophilia or rapists. It's dealing with many different topics. But that time, that's a particular topic. So a team went there. A documentary was made, okay? And this article is talking about this documentary, about this jail for pedophiles. So they were able to go to this prison with their cameras. And that's from September 21st, 2020. All right. So it is a prison unlike others. This detention center in the middle of the countryside of Mauzac in Dordogne, where the detainees have the keys to their cells and they can go on with their occupations all throughout the day. In France, only 2 places of that type exist. One is in Casabianda in Corsica Island. For those who are not familiar, you have France and you have a small island. If you look at the map, it will appear on the bottom right, and it's basically between France and Italy. That's Corsica. I think that's where Napoleon is from. So the detainees mainly authors of sexual sexual crimes, let's say, for lack of a better word, have 315 rooms. Room, or you can understand it as there's a room for 315 people, because they might share there might be two per room in some instances. The center of Mauzac is receiving a specific public, many authors of sexual crimes. In that center, the cells are 9 square meters, and they are open 12 hours per day, between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So those people who raped children, they are in a cell that is open 12 hours of the day. But the dude is going to, and I'm not an advocate of drug, but a dude is going to sell weed will be in jail with much harsher conditions. What is the logic? What is the reasoning for them having these kind of privileges? During the day, the detainees can walk around the vicinity of the establishment, or establishment, that's the way we say, of the building, let's say. The vicinity of the building, they can play game. There's a game, you surely don't have it in America, but it's like a ball game where you just throw balls on the ground. It's called pétanque in French. So if you know French speaker, you tell him you know what it is. So basically, they're just free to play games 12 hours a day. They can meet to play cards or just talk. Sometimes they go and walk outside. They have people who are monitoring them, watching over them, and they have advisors from the penitentiary. It's a matter of trust for them. Often, they have an obligation of getting treatment, and they are followed by professionals. They are seen by professionals. And often, they work because it is one of the lead for them to get back into society. Now, this measure came out in 1986, and it was inaugurated by someone called Robert Batender, or Batinder, as you will pronounce it with the English accent. And back then, he was a minister of justice. And this measure was supposed to become a model for incarceration. For the minister of justice, we had to avoid, in the interest of everybody, we had to avoid that the detainees be infantilized. I'm not even sure if that's the way you say it in English, and incapable of facing the reality of free men. At that place, the authors of sexual crimes represent 85% of detainees. And the prison administration have a good opinion of them because they have a reputation of being more docile than the others. Over there, the fights are rare, and the wardens work with pleasure. Understand? With joy. Okay? That's what he says literally. That's in quotation. They are working with pleasure. They are more relaxed. They are a lot more relaxed. The wardens are a lot more relaxed. It's as if the people who sell weed or any other drug, they are all violent, they'll all be fighting. This justification is strange to me, fishy to me. Now, when they arrive here, it's a ball of fresh air. And they're talking about the detainees. So if they are well, the wardens are well. All prisons should work this way. Unfortunately, it is not the case. And one of the warden of the prison said that. Okay. So autonomy and responsibility, those are the two axes that guides the daily lives of the detainees. Well, when they are reaching the end of their sentence, the detainees can follow a training to get back into society at the farm, at the school farm. So they have an area of 4 hectares dedicated for that. So they're actually doing masonry or building work, and they cultivate fruits and vegetables, organic fruits and vegetables. I'm going to stop there because the rest is not it's no longer talking about the actual center. So this is appalling, and I'm wondering, maybe it's the reason why the Pan-African rapists and pedophiles have such a great time in France and other parts of Europe. And unfortunately, some people will follow the European way or European legacy all the way. And the excuses that you hear, it make you sick to your stomach, because whatever logic they give, I'm pretty sure they will not say the same thing if the victims were their children, their daughters, their sisters, their aunties, their nieces, their wives, and so on. So I'll leave it there. It would have been 20 minutes. That's for the record. That's just for the record.